Have you ever heard of a queen who was also a brilliant military strategist, a master diplomat, and a fierce warrior who spent decades fighting for her people's freedom? Today, we're diving into the incredible life of Queen Nzinga, one of Africa's most powerful and resilient leaders. Her story isn't just history. It's an epic tale of courage, strategy, and an unbreakable will to resist oppression. Born in 1583, in the Kingdom of Ndongo, in what is now modern-day Angola, Nzinga was destined for greatness from the very beginning. Her name Nzinga is said to come from the Kimbundu verb kujinga, meaning to twist or turn. Legend says she was born with the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck, a sign that she would be a proud and powerful person who would overcome any obstacle. And oh, did she live up to that prophecy? From a young age, Nzinga was unlike other girls of her time. Her father, the king, recognized her exceptional intelligence and wit. He allowed her to witness his court, attend important meetings, and even accompany him into battle. She learned military tactics, espionage, and the art of diplomacy right alongside her brother. She was a skilled hunter and warrior, mastering the battle axe, a weapon she would become famous for wielding. This early training wasn't just for show. It was forging the leader her kingdom would desperately need. The world Nzinga was born into was on the verge of massive upheaval. The Portuguese had arrived on the coast decades earlier, initially as traders. But their intentions soon grew far more sinister. Their insatiable demand for enslaved people to work the plantations in Brazil fueled a brutal and expanding slave trade that tore through Central Africa. They began to encroach on Ndongo territory, setting up forts, raiding villages, and undermining the local authority. The conflict wasn't just about territory. It was a fight for the very soul of her people. In 1622, the situation was critical. The Portuguese were becoming more aggressive, and the king of Ndongo, Nzinga's brother Mbandi, was struggling to handle the pressure. He knew there was only one person with the intelligence and courage to face the Portuguese governor in Luanda, his sister Nzinga. This was a pivotal moment. Nzinga, then about 40 years old, traveled to the Portuguese capital as the king's emissary. What happened next is legendary. When Nzinga entered the meeting room, she saw that the Portuguese governor was seated in a grand chair, while only a cushion was placed on the floor for her, a clear and insulting power play. Without missing a beat, Nzinga motioned to one of her servants, who immediately got down on all fours, creating a human throne for her. Nzinga sat upon her servant's back, placing herself at eye level with the governor. The message was unmistakable. She was his equal, not his subordinate. In the negotiations that followed, Nzinga demonstrated her incredible diplomatic skill. She spoke Portuguese fluently and argued her case with logic and fire. She negotiated a peace treaty, demanding the Portuguese withdraw from their forts and stop their slave raids in exchange for her cooperation. To further solidify the alliance, she even agreed to be baptized, taking the Christian name Ana de Souza. For a moment, it seemed peace was possible. But the Portuguese did not honor their side of the bargain. The raids continued, and the betrayal fueled Nzinga's resolve. When her brother died under mysterious circumstances in 1624, Nzinga seized power. Many in the Ndongo court opposed a female ruler. But Nzinga, using her political cunning and military support, outmaneuvered her rivals and became Queen of Ndongo. From this point on, Nzinga's life was defined by a near-constant state of war against the Portuguese. She wasn't a queen who ruled from a palace. She was a warrior queen who led her armies from the front line. For nearly 40 years, she waged a brilliant guerrilla war. She knew she couldn't defeat the Portuguese army in a conventional battle, so she used her knowledge of the terrain, surprise attacks, and strategic retreats to wear them down. She was a master of alliances. Realizing she needed more strength, she forged a powerful partnership with the Imbangala, formidable mercenary warriors known for their brutal military culture. She adapted to their ways, even adopting some of their rituals to secure their loyalty. Later, when the Dutch arrived to challenge Portuguese dominance in the region, Nzinga saw another opportunity. She formed an alliance with the Dutch, combining her ground forces with their naval power to launch a major assault on the Portuguese. Nzinga wasn't just fighting for territory. She was creating a new kind of state. She established a new kingdom at Matamba, a region to the east of Ndongo that was more easily defended. Matamba became a safe haven, a beacon of freedom. She welcomed runaway slaves and others fleeing Portuguese oppression, integrating them into her army and society. Her kingdom became a major commercial power, controlling trade routes and challenging Portuguese economic dominance. She famously declared her land a free country, where anyone who reached it would be free from enslavement. Her leadership was innovative and transformative. She rejected traditional gender roles, often dressing in men's clothing and leading her troops in battle. She maintained a large retinue of male concubines dressed as women, flipping the traditional power dynamic on its head. This wasn't just for shock value. It was a calculated political statement. She was showing everyone that she was not a king's wife or a king's sister, she was the king. Even into her old age, Nzinga never stopped fighting and adapting. In her later years, with the Dutch gone and her forces depleted, she pivoted once again back to diplomacy. She re-established communications with the Portuguese and, from a position of strength, negotiated another treaty in 1656. This time the treaty largely held. It didn't grant her everything she wanted, but it recognized her sovereignty over Matamba and brought a hard-earned peace to her people. Queen Nzinga died peacefully in her sleep in 1663, at the age of 80. She had spent her entire adult life resisting one of the world's most powerful colonial empires, and she died as the ruler of a free and independent kingdom. Her sister Barbara succeeded her, as Nzinga had planned, ensuring a stable transition of power. The legacy of Queen Nzinga is immense. She stands as a towering symbol of resistance against colonialism and the slave trade. She was a political genius, a military mastermind, and an icon of female empowerment who defied every expectation and shattered every ceiling. Her story reminds us that history is filled with powerful figures who fought for freedom and dignity against impossible odds. She wasn't just a queen. She was a force of nature, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Her name is celebrated today in Angola and across the world as a true hero of African history. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the life of the incredible Queen Nzinga. If you found this story as inspiring as we do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of historical figures who changed the world. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see us cover next. See you in the next video.